Guys, this is Metal War God, and I'm at the Fargo Record Show. Of course, you're not going to see my face right now, but I met a VC member here who I knew was coming down to the Fargo Record Show, and I've known Frank online for about 3 years, and here's Frank Landry. Frank, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, how you founded your channel and so forth, and your interests.
Sure. Well, first, Kevin, thank you for having me on Metal War God 48. Watch your channel quite regularly. I love all the updates, and it's good to meet you in person.
Absolutely.
I've moved. Well, so basically what I'm doing here today is I used to live in Edmonton, which is in the province of Alberta in Canada, and now I moved to Winnipeg, which is the hometown where I came from. Start that over again. I lost my. Oh, we're doing this live. You're not doing editing, are you? I can't edit. I'm so used to that. Sorry about that. So I live in Winnipeg now and moved there, and I decided to come down to Fargo for the record show. And you, Kevin, live near here, and I think I saw on Facebook actually that you were going to be coming down to the record show. So that was cool. So we were able to hook up, and the record show was at this place, the Sanctuary Event Center, which Kevin explained to me is an old renovated church, and it's a live music venue and whatnot. So yeah, it was really cool to come down here. So your question was, how did you come up with channel 33 RPM? Yeah, so it all started because my wife works from home and she used to work evenings. I had nothing to do during the evenings. So I used to watch vinyl community videos all the time, and I thought, well, what the heck, I'm gonna try doing that myself as well. And they're pretty horrible at first. Not that they're fantastic right now, but you know, you get more comfortable in front of the camera as time goes along and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I just started doing them for fun, basically to occupy my time, and then just kind of proceeded from there. Like you're wearing a Channel 33 shirt right now, and I just started doing that for fun because, like all rock and metal fans, we all grew up wearing these sorts of t-shirts, and I thought I wanted to try that. So I sell t-shirts now and do a new video every Sunday, plus an occasional Friday update. You can find them all on channel33rpm.com. Awesome.
So Frank, since you moved back to Winnipeg, how is the vinyl shops up there, and how is the vinyl scene doing up there?
Yeah, so I'm just getting used to it again, because I was born and raised there and lived the first 31 years of my life there, and then we packed up and headed west to Edmonton, which is about 800 miles west of Winnipeg, and that's kind of where I spent the last 12 years. So I'm kind of getting all back into it. I went to the record show last week. It was really good to run into some people watch the channel and to meet a bunch of new people and to meet some of the sellers. And you know, there's probably, we're talking about this, there's probably 4, 5, 6 different record stores that are pretty good. And there's the annual record show, and then there's a flea market that's got some good records. And so I think there's a pretty good scene there, and the prices seem reasonable. They're actually cheaper than they were out in Edmonton as well. So there's selection, there's prices, and the scene seems to be a lot of, I'm not sure what it's like here, but it's a lot of classic rock, hard rock, metal, blues,
about
that
the
kind
same
of stuff. Yeah. And yeah, I think it's pretty good. It seems to be mostly guys as well. I thought so anyway. I was talking to someone at the record show last week, and I said, is it mostly guys? Because it always seems to be guys, but they said not necessarily, but it's yeah, rock, classic rock, and some fairly good selection as well.
So do you think the vinyl record scene has taken off over the last few years compared to what it used to be?
Yeah, definitely. It kind of pisses me off sometimes, in a good way. But I mean, basically, records used to be a lot more easy to come by,
right?
And a lot cheaper, right? You can relate to that. Even 2-3 years ago, and all of a sudden you look at records that were $5, and all of a sudden they're $10. That sort of stuff. I mean, it's all good. The more people, when I say. I'm kind of out joking. I mean, it's good to have more people collecting and that sort of stuff. But yeah, I think it's a lot of fun, and you meet a lot of cool people, and you know, there's a lot of reissues coming out now. I'm not sure about you, but I'm buying a lot more reissues nowadays as well.
I am as well.
Yeah, some of the older ones it's either a condition issue because they've been beat up over the years, or it's a price issue because some of those first pressings are so expensive. And I know some people are really purists. They're like, I'm not going to buy reissues, but I don't have a problem with that.
Do you think that because of the way the vinyl scene is starting to take off again, that a lot of these online merchants are jacking the prices up just to make a fast buck?
Jacking the prices up to make a fast buck. I mean, I guess it's supply and demand, right? So if someone... That car doesn't sound very good. I guess it's supply and demand, because if someone can charge whatever they want, but there has to be someone willing to pay the price. I'm not sure about you, but I got certain limits for certain records.
Right.
I'm not going to spend a fortune on something necessarily. I should finally got started. You know, so I think it's supply and demand. There's people willing to pay it. So as long as people are willing to pay it, I mean, you can't really fault the sellers, I don't think. If people aren't willing to pay the price, then they're not going to charge that much. The price is going to go down. So yeah, I think it boils down to people are willing to pay the price. I'm not necessarily. What do you think?
For me, it depends on what it is and how much it is.
Yeah.
On occasion, yes, I have paid a hefty price for certain albums that are rarities, but for the most part, I'll just pay what they're normally going for, you know, so I guess, in my opinion, I think some of the, like Discogs, Amazon, sometimes they take advantage of people in the wrong ways, but they're there for the right ways. So I guess it goes both ways.
Yeah, it does go both ways. And it's like Record Store Day as well. And, you know, it's falsely sort of creating these rarities, which people are buying and they're flipping for ridiculous prices on eBay and that sort of stuff too.
Right.
But again, people are buying them, so I don't know what you can really do about that. But I'm not sure in the US what you're noticing here, but I noticed in Canada the price of reissues and new vinyl has gone actually sky high in the past few years. And I'm not sure what the reason for that is, but I noticed new records have gotten more expensive.
I guess it depends on where you're buying in the US. Some sites yes, some sites no. So I buy a lot of reissues. So because you can't find the originals, and if you do look for the originals, they're actually very high priced. So anyway, so I thank you for that. Tell us a little bit about your channel on how people can get a hold of you through your YouTube channel.
So it's channel33rpm.com. That automatically redirects to the YouTube channel. As I said, there's a new video every Sunday and an occasional Friday updates. The Sunday videos can be, you know, about whatever. So the one that's coming out tomorrow is a video from the Winnipeg Record Show. I can talk about, you know, tips for a lot of viewers send in questions. So if someone sends in a question, I try to answer when I can. Like someone last week asked about record scuffs and scuffed records, so I did a video about that. Someone has recently asked me to do a video about whether records should be sealed, so I'm gonna do that coming up, whether it makes sense to keep records sealed or whether they should always be opened. And then Friday videos are more sort of, if I get mail, open the mail, or vinyl updates and that sort of stuff. The Friday night vinyl, I call it, that's the Friday one. That's my favorite one, because growing up, there used to be a show, which I'm sure you knew, Friday Night Videos. So as a kid, Friday was a night to stay up late and watch videos. There's Friday Night Videos, which we got in Canada, but that was from the US. And there was a show in Canada called Good Rockin' Tonight, which is on Fridays. So, I don't know, Friday Night Vinyl kind of went Friday Night Videos. To me, it was always a night to talk about music and to check out music and talk about bands and stuff. So I think that kind of, sort of in my own way, continues on that tradition.
Awesome. I know you predominantly buy vinyl, and on occasion you do buy CDs as well.
And
of course,
tapes.
And tapes. I do too as well. I think that market is still going to be around for years and years, just like vinyl was back in the day. And they said vinyl was never going to come back, and it has really resurged. So so it's good to have all that different types of format, I think, just to keep you on your toes.
And CDs are so cheap now. Like, I mean, come on. If you can get a new, I'm not sure how much they are in the US, but a new release CD for like $12 or whatever.
Get them for 10.
$10. So with exchange, it's about the same. I mean, that's crazy. So for example, I wanted to buy recently the new Foo Fighters record album, and the CD was $12 and the record was like $30. So it was kind of a no-brainer. So yeah, CDs and cassettes as well. I know people are like, why would you buy cassettes? They sound like garbage, but I enjoy cassettes.
I do too.
It's I listen to them in the garage and sometimes in the basement, and it's nostalgia for sure. But it's got a certain sound. Like some tapes I owned back in the day, some records I own on tape. So you remember the way it sounds on cassette. So that to me just makes perfect sense.
I still have a big, huge cassette.
Do you?
Record or collection, about 800. So.
Wow.
So anyway.
So you never sold yours?
No, I never sold my cassettes, but I did my vinyl. Which I regret, but anyway, I'm getting all that back. So anyway,
actually, I hate to admit, when I moved in 2005 from Winnipeg to Edmonton, I threw away all my cassettes.
So anyway, this is Frank Landry from 33 RPM, and check out his channel, and you will see these videos coming up in the near future. So anything else you want to say, Frank?
No, but thank you for having me on, and it's awesome meeting you in person.
well.
It's always fun because you watch these videos on YouTube. It's great to connect with people in person. And when you watch someone's on YouTube for long enough, you kind of feel like you know the person because you're talking, like almost talking to you, right? So I've met a couple of folks that way, and it's always great. So
Well,
thank
you're
you.
my first VC member I've met, and hopefully I'll be able to meet some more here in the future. So anyway, it was great to have you come down to Fargo, and great for us to get together and talk music and scenes and YouTube.
Awesome.
All right, thank you, Frank. Have a good, safe trip back to Winnipeg.
Appreciate it.
Bye.